Hi guys, I'm Vanti and this is my first ever YouTube video. In this video, I'll be talking about Blackpink Born Pink World Tour because I've spent enough time keeping my thoughts to myself. The world tour showed a side of our girls that kind of took us off guard. Let's be honest, they lacked, like never before, and it hurts to say. I'm going to share this video in parts, talking about how the members perform in a group as soloists and then add a little theory of mine at the end. So now, without further ado, let's get into it. Disclaimer. This is not a hate video. I'm not trying to bring down people. These are just my honest opinions that I thought to share and I'll gladly appreciate if they were respected. Number 1, Jisoo. I have to be honest and say her cover of Liar, by Camila Cabello, was unexpected but she still served. The cover made us see new shades of her. She showed us a new vocal ability just like in the Born Pink album, and I'm precisely referring to the song The Happiest Girl, which is a bop in my opinion. Comparing her performance when dancing solo, or in a group, I do have to say something. When she's in the group, and it's not just her, she makes a lot of mistakes or not make any at all but just lack and do the dance steps without any effort. Obviously we cannot say the same thing when she's performing solo because she simply cannot dance like that because there's no one that would cover up her mistakes and her lacking. When it comes to stage presence, I can say she improved, not too much, but she did and I'm glad, not as if I ever complained but whenever we see improvement, I think it's right to praise it. As I'll be posting videos, you'll see how I'm going to show my love for her voice and, if I eventually make a video reviewing the Born Pink album, you're going to see how much I'll be ranting about her wonderful voice and show my excitement whenever we get to hear her singing in different tones and trying different things. Overall, I still cannot say she did awesomely but, when ranking the members' group performance, she'd be the second best while, when ranking the solo performance, she'd be the first because, among all the members, she is the only one who actually did put effort in her performance and she's the one who sang the most. Following up, we have Jennie. Okay, I have to say that during the first days, Jennie seemed to be rusty and trying to get accustomed back to how an idol actually has to behave since Blackpink went on a 2-year hiatus. This is what I can say, because the first days were a disaster, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It left me surprised and had me wondering what the hell was going on. Unlike in Jisoo's case, I couldn't really find a positive and consistent thing in her solo performance if not lip-syncing like crazy. In Jisoo's solo performance we could actually hear her singing and, even though she might have lip-synced in some parts, compared to her other members, she's the one who sang the most. In the vocal field, Jennie lacked like nothing in the world especially when singing their old songs, and I'm talking about Stay and As If It's Your Last. Her vocals were terrible. When she was singing As If It's Your Last, it sounded as if she was screaming, burping and singing in an opera voice all at once. Wasn't nice, at all, considering the fact that she is the first to sing in the song so she is obliged to make it sound good. The only time she is confident is when she raps and here I must say that she did great, showing us a lot of energy especially since she basically had to scream into the microphone to be heard because the background music was too loud. I think this was a major problem for all the members. They had to stress their voices like never before in order to be heard. Throughout the tour, she wasn't consistent. There were a lot of up and downs, like down, down, downs. The reason why I'm going place her after Jisoo in the solo performance is because she lip-synced a lot and sometimes her voice would come out too loudly and almost off-tone. I must say that the choreography to You and Me is one of the best choreos in Blackpink's history and is way better than some group choreos that just throw you off. In the group performance, she ranks third because of inconsistency, One day, she performs as if she was tired of living, and the other day she performs like an actual idol.
Magic to fix it. You should keep your distance. I'm only telling you because I care. 'Cause I'm hard to love and hard to trust. When it feels too good, I just fuck it up. Want all of me, I can't give that much. So don't fall too hard, 'cause I'm hard to love.
Number 3, Rose. Rose is the member that surprised me the most. Throughout the whole tour, she always showed very little interest in performing, and would put no effort in dancing. I think I'm not the only person who thinks she's the only member who seems to be genuinely interested in music, and the little pieces of songs she writes, and we get to hear, say it out loud, since they don't talk about money, power, and being the most badass and pretty girl in town like we know all Blackpink's songs to be about. She could also be a better singer if she isn't forced to change her voice and allowed to try new things. Let's not talk about the fight she had with Lisa during the first days that kind of sabotaged the group's performance because my girl was being petty and unprofessional. She looks bored throughout, as if given the chance, she'd stop and leave. Her stage presence went downhill. After all those years of training, and all the years after debut, my girl seemed to be worse than a rookie. I don't want to start comparing groups, but let's all be honest and admit that groups that debuted just this year perform better than Blackpink, which is almost a 7-year-old group. There's literally not even a thing I can compliment her on if not just singing well, whenever she did, as the main vocalist that she is. In my opinion, she ranks last in group performance and third in the solo performance. Last but not the least, Lisa. I'm going to congratulate her, because she's the only consistent member and the only one that actually seems to care about the group performances. The only weak point came in when she had to perform solo. Okay, we must say that Money is an iconic song but not a good song on its own, and, to make it more unbearable, they decided to make an awful dance break for it. That dance break Lisa did, all in one spot, could be easily performed by people like Charli D'Amelio, and posted on TikTok. Yes, it was the typical TikTok dance, the elbow slap, or whatever you call it, was my last straw. I honestly think that with the kind of beat they put for her to dance to, a group performance, with the backup dancers, would have made it better, making the beat pop out and Lisa too. It doesn't have to be a very complicated dance, even simple moves with just your arms, and good coordination, would have made it be good. We must also talk about mic becoming an accessory. My girl didn't use the mic if not to scream into it. It felt like she wasn't in the mood to sing but just dance, but at least she danced well, putting in all her energy. It's her energy that makes me place her in the first position in the group performance, while her solo falls to the third exactly because of the lack of singing. Overall, I must conclude saying that Blackpink, as a group, isn't as strong as it used to be. I don't know if during the years after their debut something made them get bored of the idol life. If you've been online and caught up with all the news around them, you would know that some of their fans think the group is going to disband. Why? Number 1, everything went by so quickly. The teasers, the album release, and the announcement of a world tour. It just made it look like YG Entertainment was trying to make money out of the girls one last time before letting them go, since the tickets were crazily expensive. But then, you might argue and go like, Blackpink is like the only source of money for the company. Which is true, I'm not going to deny that. I find it sad to see other companies debuting new groups and going on with the generations, but YG Entertainment stopped at the third one. SM Entertainment has aespa in the 4th generation, JYP Entertainment has ITZY and NMIX. Now, we have, among the most successful companies in South Korea, HYBE labels, that has LE SSERAFIM and New Jeans. It's sad to see that YG Entertainment doesn't really care about their groups. I think that if you asked 100 blinks to name a group from YG Entertainment, 90 would say just Blackpink because they are the only thing that makes that company to be known right now. I'm going to say that a part of me wishes the girls disband and choose their own path. Why? Here are the reasons. Number 1. Yes, Jisoo is an awesome vocalist and performer, but I see her prospering better as an actress. Number 2, Jennie is an awesome idol, no wonder she was feared when she was a trainee. I feel like YG Entertainment made the girls kind of forget why they auditioned in the first place and wasted their talents. Right now, the Jennie we know could go on with her life without YG Entertainment. Next year, the movie The Idol is going to come out with Jennie being part of the cast. She would also slay in the modeling world, and I think YG Ent has noticed that since they make her go for a lot of photo shoots. Rose, like I said earlier, if given the chance to produce freely, would be an awesome idol. Her solo songs are my favorites and she's a great songwriter. Lisa is a great idol too, but she really can't go without being in a group, so I see her being a dancer, showing us her skills through her YouTube channel. Exactly, this is why that solo dance break, given to her for money, was awful. If you watch her dance covers you will totally agree that my girl could do way better than that. She doesn't have to somersault, but a dance all in one spot is a TikTok dance for me. I think Blackpink would have been better if they were under a different company, and, in my opinion, Hybe labels and JYP Entertainment are one of the best. With all this said, we've come to the end of this video. Don't be afraid to express your opinions in the comment section, in a respectful manner. Hit the subscribe button if you liked the video, and see you on the next one.
Somewhere around the block 1,000 times I missed every call that I had tried, so now I'm giving up. A heartbreak in mid-December. You don't give up, you never remember me. While you're pulling on his jeans, getting lost in the big city. I was looking out a window, watching all the cars go. If I see Chicago.